on salt, turn the key and cooler on. Push a pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone. Be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun.
Hey everyone. Okay, so I just got back from Indie Bookstore Day. It is like Saturday afternoon, and I just thought I would show you what I got. So I started the day at Schuler's Books and Music, which is this massive independent bookstore. They have a lot of new books, but they also have an amazing used section, which is partially, I suppose, why I was there. I actually ended up going there not for Independent Bookstore Day, but because I sell used books to them, and so I was there to pick up whatever they didn't want from my last stash that I brought them, and to get the money from that, which I was going to cash out on because I'm going to the UK and Montenegro soon. I need some cabbage, and instead I ended up picking up some books. So I got 3 really cool books, but I thought I would show you the swag first, just because all the indie bookstores have a lot of the same swag, but some different ones. So first I got this pouch. I haven't opened it up yet. I think it might be actually like if you open it, it will turn into like a tote bag, but I'm not sure because I haven't had a chance to mess with it yet. They were giving away ARCs, just they randomly had leftovers of, so I got Everest Ink. The renegades and roads who built an industry at the top of the world by Will Cockrell. So we'll see how this one is. It seems a bit male heavy, but I also like outdoorsy stuff, so I don't know, we'll see. Got a little sticker saying I love my indie bookstore with the indie bookmark with their name on it. Stickers. And the best part, We Love Indies coloring book. I mean, listen, what is not to love? I haven't looked, but I think that this is actually pictures from different indie bookstores around the United States. Not 100% sure. Literally just got home. So then the 3 books I got, the first one I picked up I saw sitting out. And first of all, I'm huge into memoirs, essays, all that sort of stuff. This is called Grief's Country by Gail Griffin. So she actually used to be a professor at this college that was right next door to the college that I went to. So I already have known about this book forever, wanted it forever, and just never really got around to picking it up. So when I saw it lying out on a table, like, those table displays get me. I was like, yes, this is my sign to pick it up. Basically, it is about her and the death of her husband, I think quite soon into their marriage. It sounds like she's only been married 4 months when this happens. I imagine it happened quite some time ago because I believe she's like retired and stuff now, but like, who knows? My favorite book that she has written, and I've read a lot of hers, is called, it's on the back, The Events of October, Murder, Suicide on a Small Campus. And it is about a murder-suicide at Kalamazoo College, which is where she taught at. And what I thought was really good about that book was that it wasn't just a true crime story, but it really went into like why this stuff happens and how it is publicized and talked about. And it talked a lot about like violence in relationships. And so I thought that it was not just another true crime book trying to basically make things more dramatic than they were, but was actually trying to like do some repair of harm. I got Frankenstein, which I've been meaning to get. I just wasn't sure what edition I would get because I'm going to Bath in like a month, and one of the places that's there is like a Mary Shelley's Frankenstein house. I think it's like probably a super cheesy museum, but I know that she has some sort of connection to Bath, and I'm curious to learn more about what that exact connection is. Did she live there? Did she just love it? Did she travel there? I don't know. Did she write Frankenstein there? Who knows? But I wanted to read this, so I'm either gonna read it beforehand, bring it with me, read it after, I don't know. But yeah, this is the edition I ended up getting. And there's like this like cloth bound edition, and then there's also like a paperback that's like similar, and I'm always conflicted, like, do I buy all classics in this edition? Do I buy them in the paperback edition? Or sometimes there's just a really beautiful other edition that I'm like, yes, I need. Like, I just bought all of Jane Austen in like a different edition that I thought was beautiful. So, okay. And then probably the most unique book that I got from this trip to Schuler's is a tiny, little shorty, but it's also oddly shaped. So it's called Eastbound. This is translated from the French, which I love a good translation, probably indie published. It's just like a square book, and it basically says that this is a Trans-Siberian train. So I thought this might be a good one to read on my upcoming vacation, along with other Russian conscripts. This dude is racing towards this place. I need to learn how to read these words. But over a midnight smoke, he basically decides that he's gonna ditch the military or whatever. And he is in third class, but he makes friends with a woman in first class. And they basically just like connect and share their life stories. And I just thought it sounded good. Then I went to my favorite bookstore in Grand Rapids, Books and Mortar. They are the absolute best. Like, they are not, first of all, rewind. They are obviously a bookstore, right? But it's highly curated. So you're going to find the books that everybody's talking about there, but you're also going to find books that no one's talking about, that are either super political or just super like high interest, like in regards to like what the booksellers are reading and talking about and where their interests lie. So I love it, but I also think it's like a just center of the community in Grand Rapids. So you go there and you're not just gonna buy books, but you're gonna have a connection to real people who want to talk about books, who want to talk about things that are going on in their lives or in your life. Like, it is truly a community center, and I love it so much. So because I spent a few too many dollars, I got this little tote for free. It says the future is indie. which I completely agree with. Okay, and then here's what I got. Well, first let's talk about the swag. We'll do it in the same order. Some little note cards that are from this like artwork design. I think they have a lot of books. Like I recognize them. And then I got this poem that was signed, and it's from Milk and Honey. So I need to get it framed eventually after I go on my trip. I got What My Bones Know. This is a memoir of healing from complex trauma, and I feel like it would be super good in conversation with a flat place, and also super good in conversation with what's going on in my life right now. So I got this one, and I hope to just slowly read through it, not rushing, just really taking it in, kind of like I did for A Flat Place. And it has been highly recommended as like an alternative to some other books on trauma. Then I got The Manor House Governess by C.A. Castle. So this book obviously was sitting out face up on a table, which always gets me. But also the cover, I just find the cover like super engaging and super appealing. It has like boarding school but artsy vibes too. And I read the inside, it sounded good, but then, guys, look who's on the back. It's Katie. So I was like, well, if Katie tells me to read this, I'm going to read it. This was a book that was out for Indie Bookstore Day. Like, I think it's only published for Indie Bookstore Day or something like that. I don't really know. This is just a bunch of short stories by Terry Pratchett. I thought these also would be like good travel stories. Like a lot of this, I was honestly thinking about like, what could I bring with me on vacation, which is something I need to decide, because basically May is my time when I need to like figure out what I'm bringing, pack, and all that, because in June I am busy all day, every day until I leave. Like it is nonstop. Anyway, I just thought this would be like really comforting, cozy, and fun to read like on a plane or in a hotel or whatever. Then I got A Point of Beauty. This, I had another book similar to this. So basically The Moth, which is a podcast I'm sure many of you have listened to, creates these books which are like probably edited versions of some of the stories that you can listen to on The Moth. If you're unfamiliar with The Moth, look them up because it's amazing, but it's basically people telling like oral stories about their lives, and they're amazing, they're hilarious, they're super insightful, they'll make you cry, they'll make you laugh, like all the things. I had the first book that they made of this, which has like a navy blue cover. I don't know what happened to it, but they, I think, have come out with a few more since then. So this one is basically about people's lives changing for better or worse. They kind of take the stories that people have told on The Moth and then try and center them around a theme. So like pick out the ones that would match the theme. And I also thought this would be good for traveling because they're just short, true stories. And I think that sometimes when you're on a plane or in an airport or just in a place where it's like kind of noisy and difficult to concentrate, you need just little bits and bobs of different stories, and I think that this would be really, really good for that as well. This is one that I never heard of, never thought I would be interested in. The author is very well known, but I just saw it. So it's by Philippa Gregory, which obviously is super well known, although I've never read anything by her. This is called Normal Women, and this is a history book, so this is nonfiction, and it's just about history and women, and the inside flap I will not read to you because I would like to stay monetized, but it basically has the ultimate hook. Like when we're teaching students to write and we're teaching students to introduce their story with a really good hook that's going to get people engaged. Great model, great model. Maybe not for sixth graders, but it was a good model. So I think that this is basically just going to talk about feminism, history, and about maybe lesser known women or the true stories of women that we didn't know about before reading this. So also not a good book to travel with just because it's hardcover and it's quite heavy, but like this is the sort of thing that I would like while I was traveling, just like interesting nonfiction stories where I can like be in conversation with someone and be like, did you know? Like, you have to know this fact. Your life will never be the same. You need to know. So I got that as well. And then finally, this was an accidental purchase. So when you're a kid, there are all these nonfiction books that are like so engaging that you just want to pick up and look through, whether you actually read them or not. Like, I'm thinking particularly of like really engaging like nonfiction animal books where there's like all these different kinds of sharks and you can learn all the shark facts or whatever. Well, like they make those books for grown-ups too, right? And sometimes they're coffee table books, but sometimes they're just like randomly other books that you might want to pick up. Like one of them that I almost got was like a history of secret places or something like that. Okay, so this one, it's 150 bookstores you need to visit before you die. The subtitle is a selection of the 150 most remarkable bookstores in the world, each having a unique story to tell, from New York to Beijing and from Paris to Rio de Janeiro. And it's by Elizabeth Stamp. Enjoy. Okay, so obviously this is a book that I would love to get from the library and just glance through. I ended up purchasing it because I've already been to loads of the bookstores in here. I want to officially look through this, you know, do a little checklist, see which ones I've already been to, kind of make a plan for the future. Which ones do I need to still go to? It's very heavy because it just has beautiful, really glossy papers in here. Well, just like a touch of gloss and beautiful illustrations. So definitely a book to savor and enjoy, not one to bring with you on a plane trip, but definitely something that's going to help with my to-do list of where I need to travel next. That's all I got from Books and Mortar in Grand Rapids. If you are anywhere close to Grand Rapids, you should go there. But then I met my mom for lunch at Brewery Vivant, which is like, I'm going to have to look it up if it was a church or a funeral home or both. Not really sure. It's like this really cool place to go for a meal, for a drink, whatever. So we ended up having lunch there. Apparently, my mom ate ahead of time because she looked at the menu and didn't like anything on it, but decided not to tell me that. Anyway, she brought me a copy of the Wall Street Journal from the day that I was in it. So I definitely need to go through this, find my article, which is in, well, not my article, but you know what I mean, which is in the business section. I'm pretty sure it's B5, and then figure out what am I going to do with it. Am I going to get it framed, even though it was kind of a bad spin? What am I going to do? I don't know. Anyway, as a result of all my excursions today, I have a lot of stuff to organize and put away, and I also think I might want to go for a run before I totally crash, take a bath, put on pajamas at like 3 p.m. and just read so many books and also get ready for my Read Soul Lit book club, which is tomorrow. Did you guys celebrate Independent Bookstore Day? Is this just a US thing or is it also international? I don't know. Do you have something similar in other countries? Anyway, let me know if you have read any of the books I've gotten or if you can see connections between any of them. Like, why, yes, I also have this amazing bookstore book that you should also get because we all love looking through bookstores. I don't know, right? Tell me whatever you want to say, your connections. If you just want to say hi, I would love that as well. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.